This is one thing that can dramatically take your personal development, your life, your personal excellence, your aspirations becoming into fruition, bearing fruit and coming into reality in your life. I mean, what could be better than that besides for loving, giving, and serving at your highest level? I'll just get to the point. What's up? This is Keith Kalfas with I Am Ability, and I want to share with you something over the past year that has changed my life. And this is a difficult thing to do, and it was hard for me to understand. Here, I'll get right to the point. Whenever you hear a beautiful piece of information or something really wise, even if you learn it on the internet, or you're just standing in the sunshine for a moment, the sun shines on you and you get this, oh my God, this aha, like something hits you. You have these deep levels of inspiration, or a piece of advice comes to you at just the right time that just, boom, it hits you and unlocks something inside you where you're like, oh, that's it. And then you make progress. When those type of things happen for you, and I'll point it back at me, here's what I would always do, being somebody who is a social media content creator, who is a recovering social media addict, because I've been off of social media the last 7 weeks, more than in the past 7 years. I haven't been on social media that much, which has been I'll talk about that in a different video. But I used to have to hurry up and pick up my phone and call somebody and share it with them or text it to them, or I would have to go on social media and post it or make a video about it, or it was like I was handed a golden nugget, like it was thrown to me. Oh my God, this is amazing. Let me get rid of it real quick and go give it to everybody else, because I don't deserve to receive this in my life. For me, this isn't for me. I have to do the right thing and give this away. So I was constantly calling everybody else and sharing all these great ideas that I had learned. And I was watching other people on social media at large, and personal friends and business friends actually take the advice and things that I was learning, right? And they would go out and do the things sometimes, and then they would get success. And it was like, I took so much pride in creating value and being a giver to people the best that I knew how. And I found great value in that. But I was doing it through the years to the point where it was becoming detrimental to my own success, where I wasn't leveling up myself. And I actually uncovered through time and some tough trials and tribulations that I was actually afraid of success. So I was sabotaging my own success and doing everything to help everybody else, because I was too afraid and too guilty. I felt guilty that if I ever stuck the cookie in my own mouth, picked up the cookie and put it in my mouth, that somehow I was a bad person, or somehow that I would be I don't want to use the word sinful, but how dare you pick up the cookie and shove it in your mouth, you selfish piece of crap. These are the head trash we're going to head. Like all you care about is yourself, you selfish, maniacal bastard. You're going to lose everything one day and end up living behind a dumpster, and you're going to reach out and nobody's going to help you, and you're going to die cold and alone because all you cared about was yourself and your own success, and you weren't a giver. And so therefore, to prevent any of that, you need to just give everything away to everybody else all the time, to the detriment of your own self. That was like the extreme story. And so I started to stop and take a moment and say, wait a second, what if this amazing thing I just learned on this video, or from this person, or from this relation, what if this was meant for me? What if this was meant just for Keith right now? And I stopped and I said, just breathe and practice receiving. And this is what doubled my income. My revenue, Yeah, I literally doubled my personal income. I doubled my revenue too in 24 months. I'm not bullshitting you. I don't have anything to gain from it. I'm listen, as I would take a moment and try this, take a breath and go, receive the blessing, receive the compliment, receive the good news, and receive that piece of wisdom. That one was meant for you. And it was so hard to take that metaphorical wad of cash and put it in my pocket and say, no, that belongs to me. Oh, I couldn't stand that. And I worked on my receiving muscles of learning how to be not only a cheerful giver, but a cheerful receiver without feeling guilty. And I still struggle with it, right? But I've come to this conclusion that the more comfortable you are with the giving receiving relationship of being a value adder, a value creator, someone who creates value for your clients, for your family, for your friends. You're always creating value and you're a giver, but you also have to be a receiver also. So it's this ebb and flow. Because if you don't know how to receive good things in your life, you'll have this, at least me, I had this kind of dark, twisted thing where in the past, I was looking at people that were more successful than and I would become upset. I would compare myself to them. I would beat myself up really badly to the point where I've paced around the house in front of my wife, calling myself a loser and a piece of shit, and how I'm so angry and I'm money, I need money. How come I would just go out in there and work myself to death. And then just for being upset about working so hard, I would call myself a little bitch and then go out and work even harder. And I said, that's it, just for being a little bitch. Now you're going to work 7 days a week. Oh yeah? And I would work myself to death. It was like I was abusing and torturing myself because deep down inside, I was saying, I was trying to prove that I was worthy of real success. So I think these weird esoteric type of almost like old religious type of, I don't know where this came from, but I don't know how to articulate it. And I'm sure you know what I mean by my expression. It was like, if one day a bunch of magnifying glasses were put on you and a bunch of people were about to burn you at the stake, and they're looking at your life and all your thoughts under a magnifying glass, did you give 100% of everything that you could every day? Did you try your hardest to be a good person? Did you really, really actually work your guts out to show that you were worthy of having the bronze medal or the gold medal or the nice thing? Did you give to other people before you put the cake in your mouth? Did you? It's this weird guilt thing about being a bad person. Here's another thing. And this is a long video now. Just a full disclaimer, I'm not anywhere where I want to be. I want to be worth $100 million. I have massive, massive, massive ambitious goals. My goal and dream is to be the #1 inspirational speaker on planet Earth by 2024. I'm not kidding you. That's my goal, right? I don't know for sure that's going to happen, but that's my goal. It's a massive thing. So it's to be speaking all over the place. Oh, in March, I'm a keynote speaker in Orlando, Florida, at the 2021 IWCA, International Window Cleaning Association, March 22nd through the 25th in SeaWorld in Orlando. I'm also speaking on a panel with Gary Vaynerchuk on March as well. And I plan to share the stage with the top household names in the world. And that's my goal. Anyways, so in lieu of having these monstrous ambitions, I noticed that as I started recently in my life to generate a little bit of success, which to me, as I've become in the world at large, I'm broke. But to me, from where I came from, I'm balling, dude. Like, I feel uncomfortable saying that, but I'm like, I've never been this successful in my life, and I'm getting more successful every single day. I literally cannot stop this upward momentum. I feel happier and healthier and more physically in shape, and my mind is cleaner, and I'm making more money than I've ever made. I have about 19 people working for me, and have that's including, part-time virtual assistants and, like, bookkeeper and accountant and all that stuff, right? It's not just 19 employees, but yeah, it's getting better and better every day, and we're diving into strategy now and things like that. But oh yeah, I noticed once I started to become a little bit successful, there's a couple people in my life who became very resentful of me and started putting me down and trying to take that away from me, and also guilt tripping me and trying to tell me that I'm lucky, and tell me that I don't care about them anymore because I'm becoming successful, and that I'm just leaving them in the dirt, and they wish I was how I used to be. And this has been a hard process for me, and it's been an emotional process of growing up and maturing to learn what's real, what's fact from what's fiction, because other people's victim stories and unwillingness to grow and evolve in their own life will really be exposed, and there will be a spotlight put on them when you start to grow and you start to shine, and you have such a big that you start to cast a shadow, and it's painful to grow like a butterfly, and a caterpillar cocoon into a butterfly, right? It's a painful process. But I learned, this is how we're going to end this video. I'm learning that to keep a caterpillar in the cocoon and keep wrapping that cocoon tighter and tighter, so the caterpillar cannot transform and become a butterfly, is way more painful. Imagine, here, I'll even help you. Imagine you're in a coffin made of iron. It's a coffin, and that's your cocoon, and you're trying to break out, and all the people around you who claim that they love you, they're all over this coffin, and they're keep pounding nails into it, and they're putting locks on it, and every time you're trying to break out of this fucking coffin, they're clamming it down. They're going, no, we don't want you to grow and experience your greatness. We don't want you to grow and become somebody. We don't want you to be successful and be happy. We want to keep you all to ourselves.